Initially, I was super hyped for the fort, but after 10 months of usage, do I think it's worth the cost? This is a long overdue review. I originally planned to do this review earlier, but I wanted to wait for the accessories I ordered along with the fort from Kickstarter to arrive for the full review. But 10 months later, still no signs of the accessories. When you're considering purchasing something that's priced at $3.99 for your child, there are a bunch of factors you probably want to look at, from the quality of the product to the company selling the product. Let's start with the product itself first. I made a first impression video when I first received the fort, and I would say for the most part, everything I said in that video still holds true. The biggest draw of the fort is the fact that you can connect the various pieces together with magnets. Personally, I haven't had any issues with the magnets on my set, but my sister-in-law wasn't as lucky, so her set has reverse polarity, so not all the pieces stuck together properly. As far as I can tell, this is only an issue for the original Kickstarter, some of the earlier sets, as that should be fixed now. Another complaint I know many have had about the magnet was that it came off too easily, but once again, I haven't seen this problem with my set. So far, the quality of the product hasn't been bad at all. The vegan leather, or in other words, plastic, is very easy to clean when compared to the fabric on a nugget. Which is better? Well, it really comes down to your own preference of easy to clean or nice soft touch. The size of the pieces of the fort is perfect for little ones as they're nice and small. While this is a plus in that it's easy for my son to handle it, it means that the overall builds are going to be fairly small. The fort comes with 12 pieces, which sounds like quite a bit, but when you're using them to build various forts, it's not much at all. I feel that it would be better with 2 sets of them, but that would mean you have to cough up $800 for 2 sets. Not sure about you, but I can think of quite a bit of things and activities I'd rather spend $800 on. While it's easy for my son to handle and the magnet strengths are pretty decent, the weight of the product still makes it hard for my 3-year-old son to make many builds. Sometimes he would connect 2 pieces and the structure would just fall over. This is probably due to the most part that most 3-year-olds probably won't understand that you have to connect them in a way where the pieces will hold each other up so that they won't tip over or fall over. While the fort is nice to build well forts, it's not good to build anything that your child wants to climb or jump on. The magnets aren't strong enough for that, and the foam itself isn't super firm. I would say it's roughly about the same firmness as the thinner nugget pieces, so if you're looking to make builds that your child can jump and climb on, I'd say the fort isn't the best choice. But of course, I can't really give you my full review without considering the company behind the product. I'm not going to go into too much details about the craziness behind this, but just a summary so you can understand what kind of company you'd be dealing with if you choose to purchase a fort. You may or may not know that the fort started on Kickstarter, where it generated a bit shy of 10,000 backers that ended up pledging over $3 million for this project to come to life. As with anything Kickstarter, it's a bit of risk, and chances are the promised dates are going to be much longer than what they estimate. If Fort only pierced the estimated deadline, I wouldn't consider it too much of a negative. As a new company and a new product, there's always going to be a learning curve. Things got a bit dicey when they said the $3 million raise had pretty much been used up and shipping prices has gone way beyond what they expected. They ended up giving us 2 options for those who backed them on Kickstarter. One, to pay an extra $100 for it to be shipped to us. Keep in mind that Kickstarter price did not include shipping, so all the backers paid $50 for shipping already. So in total, $150 for shipping, which I don't know about you, sounds pretty ridiculous. 2, to wait until the company makes enough money to ship the fort. So basically, Fort ended up using the money the backers paid to bring in the fort and sell them at full price on the website to other customers. If you pick 2, it means that you had to wait even longer and basically cross your fingers that the company actually does end up selling enough and not go belly up. Neither of those 2 options are very appealing. I ended up going with option 1 and paying an additional $100. I figured this way at least I'll end up with a product, and who knows, maybe it'll be just that amazing. In total, including the original backing, I paid $350 for the fort. Not that much of a discount for an early bird Kickstarter, and I know many even paid more than the retail price of it right now. And then I've also read that many of those who picked option 2 still haven't received the fort yet, and many, including myself, have not received any of the accessories from Kickstarter. So a year and a half later, still nothing. The worst part of all of this is that their customer service is non-existent. The only way to reach them is through a single email address that even months later will probably not respond to you. Actually, now that I think about it, the worst part is that they're still offering some of the accessories like the blanket for customers to order. They do say mid-December 2021 for it to be shipped, but I won't hold your breath. So why am I telling you this about the company? Well, it gives you a glimpse of the potential customer service you might have to deal with. I know that if I'm spending $400 on a product, I would like to know that my questions and concerns are answered in a timely manner. I understand that not all companies are large and that there are small businesses out there, but any response time that takes over 3 business days is pretty bad customer service. In Ford's case, I wouldn't say they have bad customer service, but rather no customer service. The big question, do I think it's worth it? $400 isn't cheap. For about $60 more, you can end up with 2 sets of Nugget, which I might add would allow you and your child to have endless builds. I find it hard to justify the high price tag, and even at $350 I paid, I can't help but feel that the money could have been better spent elsewhere. While the product itself isn't horrible, in fact it's kind of nice, but just not $400 nice. Add in that the company has no customer service, it doesn't give me any confidence that if there are any issues that someone would at least try their best to help me resolve my issue, or at the very least respond to me. Recently, they launched another crowdfunding for something they call the Ford Lite, which is basically less pieces at a more affordable price. While it does look interesting at that price, I no longer trust in Ford as a company. Overall, a great idea, but plagued by bad company. Let me know down below if you're still considering the Ford, or is there another brand of these foam play couches that you're interested in. If you've enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one.